father. A father is every day.
After the court order was given, she had the court order, which they gave her the 10 months of primary custody and sole decision making. Everything that you're asking her to do, the court order stated the boys became worse. And now
Yeah, so sir,
What we're asking to do is have your son in therapy, okay?
no.
and that was asked.
What we're telling you from right now, we just need to move forward. It doesn't really help to go backwards. We need to move forward for your son, right? We're here for your son, right? We're here for your son. Your son needs some therapy because there's some stuff going on. So we're going to have your son in therapy.
No, Your Honor.
No, I don't know why you're arguing with me about your son going to therapy.
I'm not.
Okay.
I had him
Well,
to go to therapy.
that's great. He's not in therapy right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him, and you need to stop talking while I'm talking. In addition, Mr. You did indicate
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
A few moments later.
from the course perspective, therapy's always going to be beneficial, and if there's everyone probably would benefit from therapy, but especially kids whose parents are divorced, they really do need it. So we're gonna have them both up and running in therapy regardless of what you say. So that's what's gonna happen. So in terms of the primary physical custody, you know, I think that for he's in that realm of age where we can give him teenage discretion. For mom, is he saying to you since the May 4th when he came home, is he saying, I won't see dad, I just won't see dad, period, or what is he saying?
He doesn't want to go over there. However, they're two completely different children. I'm all for their dad in their life because they have one. And also,
So, but for he just won't go?
it's hard to get both of them to go.
Yeah.
It would,
I have a suggestion.
Go ahead.
Oh no! This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
Tank Isaiah on the beat, I'ma kill it. Stepping in with me, and I'm drilling. Blast so it's double getting fist, how you feeling? Breath to reply right now, and I'm chilling. You can call it hard work, but I say it's easy. Used to be 8, and I used to be wheezing. Now I put you on the floor, why you heavy breathe? Word is my sword like a China and shit. I don't wanna talk or hear you speak. Can't come around if you can't make sense. Yeah, the uncard watching the main event. Go sit down and run up, cause you'll repent. Feeling real super, feeling like Clark Kent, Super Saiyan, Superman, cause I do all of it. Make y'all go insane, y'all doing my kid. Only 13, but you know I stay fit. Why acting man, why acting for a roaster? Super cat fellas, hit expect the doses. Don't take L, some I ain't can hold it. T.I. was strong, yeah, T.I. was dope. Got last episodes.
But you turned it low. You can turn it loud. You didn't know that?
No, I know that. But tell me, what did you think about what you just heard?
Was good.
It was good?
I liked it.
You could understand what you were saying?
I didn't, because I was just like saying something wrong for a second. So that's why I said it low.
Okay, so how are we gonna fix it though? Like to where everything, because we gotta be to the point where everyone could understand it. So how we gonna fix it?
Maybe turn it loud.
But you think people will be able to understand it? I turned it loud then what you just heard, and you said you couldn't understand it. So you think other people gonna hear it and understand it? So how we gonna fix that?
How about we can rap again?
You wanna rap again? You wanna rap again?
Yeah.
You ready?
Not ready.
Come on. Jump. Come on.
Yeah! I say that.
What's up? You good?
Yeah!
things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see dad.
He knew what it was, you meant that stuff when you said you love him. Held back your pride so he can reign that spotlight, it was for him. Respected your vision, how you was living, thinking kidding. Someone heard him thinking it's alright, they better make sure they kill you. Put your life up on the line, blind to those without a spine. Together every day, yeah, he can tell that you was really down. Open your mouth, your strength and ego was complete thing. You'll be okay, you make it through the whole time you was in need. When you find it, too late, that Eve already worked.
Him scared the little kids and the old people. A kid took him, scared him back. Him scared him.
You need to smile while you're talking.
I am.
Like, that's not smiling. I don't hear the joy of the book.
Hold it, big guy. Hold a hand up. Put the hand up. Your hand up. Put the hand up. Put the... Put the hand up. Good job, big guy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, listen to the song. Follow the beat. Go with the beat, baby. Get your. You. Good stuff.
I miss
3. That's what's up, though. That's
2, 1.
It doesn't sound like he had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see dad.
He knew what it was, you meant that stuff when you said you love him. Held back your pride so he can reign that spotlight, it was for him. Respected your vision, how you was living, thinking kidding. Someone heard him thinking it's alright, they better make sure they kill you. Put your life up on the line, blind to those without a spine. Together every day, yeah, he can tell that you was really down. Open your mouth, your strength and ego was complete thing. You'll be okay, you make it through the whole time you was in need. When you find it, too late, that Eve already worked the real one. Your brother, if it weren't for him, you probably pull the trigger. We'll cast the blame, but when simple never want them coming near you.
okay.
Oh, wait a minute. And I want me an ice.
Isaiah, PS5, I play it. I'm the boss, I know the cost, I'd rather stack it. Where my money talk, yeah, it might fall. Yeah, well, if it do, I'll just grind and get it off.
let's go and get it. You get it, let's go and get it. You get it, let's go and get it. You get it, let's go, you get it. Life is good, was good enough. Thought she could chill, that's when she shit got cut. Comfort kill on the edge, way too much. You feel a rush, they real, so what? Don't keep no fool around ya. You think they learn, you're not the type to try and burn. Dead of the year, you who type who kids will earn. All awards, all aboard, but first you checking passes. Learn you lose your mind, trying to please the lost masses. Nowadays they think that work depend on latest fashion. Calling father, love all like in all their actions. It's not a joke, let's give a toast.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see dad.
Get it, take. How you feeling?
You think they learn, you're not the type to try and burn. Dead of the year, you who type who kids will earn. All awards, all aboard, but first you checking passes. Learn you lose your mind, trying to please the lost masses. Nowadays they think that work depend on latest fashion. Calling father, love all like in all their actions. It's not a joke, let's give a toast. Doing what you're supposed, I'm just saying we give them hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to a 10-year-old who rode 20 miles today. Give it up.
There you go. That's how you hit it. Come on.
What you doing?
I'm driving.
Come on. Is it a red light?
Yep.
What's the speed limit?
It was 40.
Okay. Your seatbelt up.
A few moments later.
You can go. The car is all the way up there. Come on, let's go, big guy. The speed limit is 40. Look at how fast you're going though. Is it still 40? Or are you going 40? You're going faster than the speed limit. Slow that down. Come on. You gotta hold the front wheel steady. You gotta stay in the center of the road. What man, quit that. You better focus on this road. On this road. Shit. Wait, man. Okay, there's a car right there. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna stop.
Okay, you need to step on that quicker. Come on, man. Ease it though. Don't just press it. Ease on it. Now let go so you can move up some. You don't have to hit the gas.
A few moments later.
No. Not this way.
But why are you trying to signal? Trying to signal like Christian up so we can move over. What way are you moving to?
This way.
No, you're not. The house is this way. Slow down, man. Slow down. We turning right. So turn.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see dad.
Putting him first, cause I be established. Clearance rack shopping, still looking lavish. Let me try to run up, said he feeling savage. Correct your brain, shooting star habits. Could hit you in the head, but I'm aiming for the temple. Knockouts stay simple, body blows crimple. Chest caved in, something like a dimple. Ran up proud, bust that ego like a pimple.
Come on. Huh? Nope. You wasted that. And we. Come on. Come on. That's so funny. I know.
Go say I'm running, feel real super feeling like Clark Kent, Super Saiyan, Superman, cause I do all of it. Make y'all go insane, y'all do my kid on the face. Why acting mad, why acting ferocious? Super cat fellas hit XP out the doses. Don't take L, some I ain't get hold it. T.I. was strong, yeah, T.I. was dope. Got last episodes, best be hitting them aerobics. Sound like water with boy, I'm float benevolent, y'all don't even know it. Talk trash, but you know I can't show it. Switch it up, flows, not seeing that new shine. Take it to you coming in like a news eye. I cannot stop, no, I cannot reason why. Cause I like getting first, eating up first, and I come back for seconds in my house like a nest, cause it.
Everybody, 1, 2, body head. You have to step back. Come on, you don't rush. You stick your jab back. Pull, come on, let's go.
I got this!
Get over here!
Get some water.
You got that one.
I can't let you get close.
Get over here!
Oh! He needs some milk.
Come on, jab, jab. Get out of there every time. Jab, jab. Come on. You should jab, jab.
I got this!
Do something!
Come on, pop left.
Do something, Rap!
Come on. High low.
Stay in the center.
High low. He's tired. High low. Add a cross with that. Come on. Add a cross with that. Bring it back. Come on. Come on. Keep coming. You see he's gonna attack. You tired. You tired. Come on. Show me you ain't tired. Oh. Come on. Let's go.
Go to sleep.
Come on.
I got this!
Come on, put that, get back. Get back! Don't do that right now. Out the corner.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just like he doesn't want to see Dad.
Load. So basically, no. See how it forced down? You want to make sure. Hey, stop. Take it out. Bring it to your workspace. Go up. Bring it up. Bring it to your workspace. Turn it sideways. Look at it. Put the gun. Put your magazine in it. Now get on target. Good job. I like it. How you go on safety? This is how you go.
You got something to eat? Hey, go get them drinks. Go get me 2 of those 2 liters.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see dad.
Okay. So the ingredients we have here. What you gonna do with that? Yeah, come on. That's it. Right here. This is the way we cut these things. And across. Come on, come taste it. I'll take it.
Good.
Hurry up and eat that thing then. Alright. You could, apologize. He knew what it was. You meant that stuff when you said you love him. Held back your pride so he can reign that spotlight. It was for him. Respected your vision. How you was living, thinking kidding. Someone hurt him, thinking it's alright. They better make sure they kill you. Put your life up on the line. Blind to those without a spine. Together every day. Yeah, he can tell that you.
It doesn't sound like I had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that he doesn't want to see dad.
That power play with your kids, she had you naked, shawty. They think that he don't care no one, they'll replace you, shawty. They claim you father, waste no time.
So before he just won't go?
It's hard to get both of them to go.
Yeah.
It would,
I have a suggestion.
Go ahead.
Oh no.
See that my sons are not wanting to come here, and if she's allowed to not follow the court order by saying that they don't want to come here when she's the adult, I don't see what anything that you put forth will do. So I don't want to put my sons through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother. They don't understand what they're doing now at this point, but I don't want to continue.
So what is it they're saying you want to do? You don't want to. You want to do what?
My sons are having to choose. Like he just got suspended. My other son, he's at home.
Sir, I have another hearing I have to do, and so what is it that you're saying?
I believe that you should give her the primary custody,
Which I just did.
yes, and we can go from there.
So you want to do what? You just don't ever want to see the boys, or what do you want to do?
If we're leaving it up to their discretion.
Well, it's the only one that.
No, it's as well.
No, it's not as well. It's so I'm too young to have that discretion. So we'll be going over to visit. But if he has something where he's worried about or concerned about, he's going to call mom, say, hey, this is what's going on. Or if he expresses discomfort before going, she's going to talk to you. You guys are going to try to work out like parents do and still encourage him to go over. So that's what's going to be going on with.
If you look at, I'm not trying to argue, but if you was to look at the communication beforehand and the talking time.
So, sir, what is it that you want?
A few moments later.
It's not so legal.
I don't know if he wants to engage in discussion regarding health care treatment or schooling, if that's his position. Because he's saying he's done. I think that's what he's saying. He's just done. He doesn't care.
Well, I don't think he wants to relinquish his parental rights, but
That's basically what's going on at this point.
You don't want to have any parental rights?
I don't have any right? You have a court order
Okay.
that states it, and we're not following the court order at all, at all. And,
All right, so sir, I'm trying to work with you, but you're making it very difficult. So it's your life and it's your kids. So if you're saying at this juncture you just want to say, hey boys, you do what you want to do, you can be with mom and you can see me when you want, that's fine, but is that what you want the court to do as well?
I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states.
Okay,
But because you're not going to do that,
Okay.
I'm okay with you doing what you're basically saying that you're going to do now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what
Yeah, okay,
you're
this
telling me.
this is, no. So what you're going to do, you're going to raise your right hand and we're going to get on the record what you want to have done. Do you understand? So raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in.
This problem you have as pro se is the judges are supposed to give you more leeway as pro se. Like, if you make a mistake, they're supposed to say, hey, did you mean to do this, or can we do it this way? They're allowed to do that with pro se. They're not allowed to do that with a bar attorney. But in practice, what actually happens is they never tell you your mistakes. In fact, they try to trick you. And family court judges in particular are notorious for getting parents to voluntarily waive all of their constitutional rights. So I'll give you an example of that.
All right, so sir, I'm trying to work with you, but you're making it very difficult. So it's your life and it's your kids. So if you're saying at this juncture you just want to say, hey boys, you do what you want to do, you can be with mom and you can see me when you want, that's fine, but is that what you want the court to do as well?
I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states.
Okay,
But because you're not going to do that,
Okay.
I'm okay with you doing what you're basically saying that you're going to do now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
yeah, okay, this is, no. So what you're going to do, you're going to raise your right hand and we're going to get on the record what you want to have done. Do you understand? So raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in.
So judge entered this order for supervised visitation and all this, and she very politely says, you know, Mr. Younger, I really think we can, if you go to these supervised visits, we can get this order removed and all this stuff, and it's all lies. Judges are just actors. And she says, you know, so are you prepared to sign the order now? And I said, well, Judge, I'm not going to sign the order. And she said, Mr. Younger, this is a court of law, and this is an order from the court. And I said, well, then you need to sign it. It's your order. What she's trying to trick me into doing was signing approval of the order. Now I can't appeal it, and I've voluntarily given her jurisdiction over all the matters listed. Okay, that's one of the tricks they do. So she said, well, I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have another hearing. I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll agree that it has the form of a judicial order. I'll agree to the form of the order, but I don't agree to any of the content. So I sent us the form, but not the content. And she was forced to just put it out there without my signature. Most parents will sign those documents. Most lawyers who are representing parents will sign the document. And if your lawyer signs the document, you assented to it. So actually, most of the things that happen in family court that violate parents' rights, parents are tricked into giving up their rights.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Okay, so sir, are you requesting that mom have sole, legal, and physical custody of your children?
So legal and physical?
That was the question.
Yeah.
Yes? So you wish her to have sole legal and sole physical custody of the kids? And you understand by giving her sole legal and sole physical custody of the children that she'll be able to make decisions regarding their education, regarding their medical needs, regarding big issues that come up in their lives without having to reach out to you, without having to tell you about it. She won't, 100%, she's responsible for all those decisions. Is that what you want for the boys?
Yes.
And in terms of sole physical custody, we're not saying that they're never going to see you. However, it will completely be at her latitude then. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you also understand that with this will come a change in child support? Do you understand that?
With great power come great responsibility. Giving the child the power to choose between his father or mother based off whatever bias one may have or allegiance to an agenda that flips the order of the Most High's will must be recognized as nothing other than a trick of the enemy. As a spiritual CEO of your family, ask yourself, are you loyal to your seed? Do you believe that being your child's best friend is setting them up for success? Stay tuned to get what may be a different understanding of your role regarding the questions I ask. Welcome to Peace Beyond Understanding. I'm Macro, and I'm here to give a perspective and confessions of the lessons I've experienced on my spiritual walk when dealing with parental alienation and its judicial system. For those who seriously take the role of being a spiritual CEO for your family to heart, this video will give one an understanding, or at the very least, a different perspective of what one may deal with during the judicial process and parental alienation with a child who is of the age to decide which parent they will prefer to live with.
For it is written, chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crime. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18.
Now, as one can see from the video montage at the beginning, I sowed my seed with a woman who I unknowingly had given all my authority to as a father by legally marrying her without knowing that I was dealing with a person who would destroy everything in her way to gain control of me by poisoning our children against me. Off top, I take responsibility because I made the choice to get with this woman, and I accept the consequences for doing that without doing my due diligence. I ignored the issues that revealed themselves to me when we had our firstborn, who I will call Tank. I saw his mother, let's call her S1, allowing him to do things that I knew would be detrimental to be viewed as acceptable. An example of what I'm considering unacceptable was him disrespecting her. I will correct it, and she will go out her way to refuse my leadership of our family so much to where she would tell him that the behavior was all right. I grew up with a distorted example of how to establish a family, so I figure letting her allow the disrespect was normal, being that she was accepting of it. He wasn't disrespecting me personally, so I took it as it is what it is. It's on her. I realized my error after studying the scriptures and seeing more of the world, in which I realized that even though the drama is being promoted as normal in our society, there is scripture explaining to families how and why one shouldn't operate in chaos. It is a way to have family built on a solid, respectful foundation, but it is the least talked about, or the one that seemed to be taken out of context to where in today's time it's just flat out dismissed. I understand that respect is being viewed differently and it has many aspects to it, but to bring glory to the Most High, it is going to take discipline from the one core piece to establish that order. I was able to recognize where I failed to do the things that are essential to build this foundation. I was able to adjust before I furthered the damage done to all that was involved that I knew was caused due to my ignorance. I stopped allowing the enemy of my progress and purpose to creep in and turn those that I cared for against me. Unfortunately, it ended with the situation where you guys saw it. My firstborn had nothing negative to say about me, but for whatsoever reason, he did not want to be around me. And that's why I'm here today. I will be going over dealing with parental alienation with a child who has the right to choose which parent they prefer. I will give my perspective when realizing what the Most High was revealing to me and how to handle it. And I'll finish off with ways that all can find peace when it's all said and done. Like most men who legally married, I divorced SN1 and entered in this co-parenting situation. From the onset, she was attempting to take our son and leave the state that I was in because I was no longer willing to keep her in a wife position. Here's when our divorce was finalized.
go get your medical attention that you need
Or is there
any other state.
Is there another option or something you would consider for, a temporary order and then revisit this issue when you got your couple of semesters down? And okay, so I want you to understand that just as she would have to ask me to relocate, you would also have to ask me to relocate.
Totally understand.
At any time. And so, in many ways, it's a double-edged sword. And if you two don't reach an agreement that allows for fluidity and flexibility, especially because there's been some career changes and change of plans, I can't allow that in the future. And that changes things.
It saddened me, but even the judge, in a way, she kind of threatened me. I didn't know because I was just like happy to get out of the divorce, and I figured hey, sky's the limit. And it's just, now that I think about it and doing these videos, it kind of disgusts me that I was basically walking in a field of landmines, and as long as I had this individual attached to me, it was no peace to be seen, even though I didn't know until the making of this video what I was dealing with. Like most in my community, I didn't know my real father. Rest in power to my stepfather, who gave me a solid foundation with a very minimal return. Seeing how much I had to overcome being in this position where I didn't have that power to choose to know my bio father, I wasn't about to forego my responsibility and duty because as someone couldn't do as she wished when we were married. Like most wives who are short-sighted by the many tricks of the enemy, she put forth an attempt of someone who didn't think that it was a spiritual component to this life that we live. Just like Eve. As someone, she chose to do so much damage because I wasn't going to give up my power to father my sons without a fight and be a part of that narrative that I found out was derived from those who wanted to push this false narrative about black fathers. And with that being said, why would a young black boy choose to be around his father that he sees is getting punished for doing what he is advising him to do to live what he thinks is a correct life?
Do your schoolwork.
He get punished and clowned for that.
Your testimony, this is all I have to ask. The only question is yes or no. You believe that a C, a D, an F, and an A average out to a 3.5 GPA?
Yes.
Okay. Would you be shocked to find out that that's not even close to a 3.5 GPA?
With all the grades, with all the grades, I would be.
Okay, so let's just touch base for a minute or two on this. An A would translate to a 4.0 GPA, correct?
A, yeah.
An F would translate to a 2.0 or 1.0 GPA?
1.0, I guess.
A D is a 2.0, and a C is a 2.5.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a 2, a 1, 2.5, and a 4.
Mm-hmm.
And your belief, just for hone this in, is that's a 3.5 GPA.
We have 2 more A's as well on the others.
I'm asking you about quarter 1.
That is in quarter 1.
You have an A, quarter 1, geography. You have no grade, quarter 1 for science in the second component, but an F in the one above that. You have no grade in the 2 other maths other than the D, and then 1 C. I don't see where there's any other A in quarter 1.
If you go and you flip the page of your exhibit, it has 2 A's in quarter 1 as well.
Oh, for band. Okay. Yeah. So for his extracurriculars. So his band progress, his overall GPA.
Band and exploration.
School troubles, in your opinion, are they 100% problem?
No.
Are they because Miss lacks discipline?
I believe so, yes.
Are they because she does not know how to raise her children correctly?
I believe that her disciplinary actions is what I just stated.
So, we'll move on.
Train harder. He get lectured by his mother for sweating too hard because it's hot outside.
Honestly, I didn't get along with my father back then. You know, I thought he hated me, but because he worked me so hard, and this is what came up to my mind. I'm like, man, my dad put me through all this stuff, and now nobody can me. He made a monster. I should be thanking him for giving me this gift. Like, nobody can me, in or outside the ring. And why am I going to be mad for my dad pushing me? Why am I going to be saying, oh, he was too hard on me, this and that? Well, look at where I'm at. I'm the best ever. Can't nobody mess with me mentally or physically, and I should be thanking him. You know, I wanted to make things better with him, because sometimes at the end of the day, you can't just be looking at the bad. You have to look at what the good that came out of that too.
Don't lie or keep anything from me. He get coached by people his own mother bring around him, attempt to get him to claim that he's been threatened for his life by his own father.
The other concern is it matches, in my opinion, what we see exposed in our child interview, is that these children are extraordinarily reluctant to speak to anybody about what's going on in their life outside of the mom.
It's like he's getting punished for it and rewarded when he does the opposite of what I'm telling him. Why would he choose my side? Once removed from that position of being my wife, she embraced pushing the opposite ideology and was rewarded for it. The sad thing is, as someone didn't understand that she was only just empowered to destroy the community, for it is written,
a man foe shall be that of his own household. Matthew chapter 10, verse 36.
It could be how I grew up that made me naive to the length a person will go to get the attention from those who hate her as being this victim and gaining power over this bad man. This came to a head for me once I saw a mother allow her child to be interviewed and make a decision potentially jeopardizing their future just so she can have that company in the dysfunction that she chose to live when choosing not to be under the plan of a man who expect her to meet a standard that he believed will be beneficial for everyone in the end. Stay tuned, for I am about to show you how a child's biggest enemy is an unhealed parent that has a lust for power but wants no responsibility for what happens to those when she's wielding it. Yeah, let's go.
Let's get started.
To see a mother champion a child's failure was a far cry from my mother popping me upside my head for bringing home a C on my report card. And that is light work. Because mom, like a C, you would think that that's decent, you know, like in today's society, well, you know, at least you tried. Shoot, like when I did wrong, just think of how drastic it was. For it is written,
he that loveth his son causes him often to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him amongst his acquaintances. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. A horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 1 through 3, verse 5, and verse 8.
As one would hear if knowing me, I joke about my mom popping me upside my head because as an older man, I'm thankful my mom held such a high standard for grades because it showed me that I could ace the class with very little effort applied. I figured out a system that allowed me to give just enough to be considered this really smart kid throughout my grade school. Being that I wanted to give my son a leg up, I was able to help him because I actually experienced it myself. This also allowed me to gauge on what he was doing when I wasn't around him by the grades that he received. After seeing his grades look poorly, I set up a meeting with the faculty to see what was really going on with my son at school. I saw that SM1 was not relaying the behavior issues Tank was having, so I tightened up on Tank because he was being allowed to get away with acts that if someone did to my children, they would have to have a real serious conversation with me.
You have my son who, the 6-year-old, who stabbed a child, who's sexually assaulting children, and all I asked them, I was like, yo, I believe, because they say that he said that I talk bad about the mother. I was like, no, I feel that she's the problem. That's not me talking bad about him. If they're asking me what's going on with my son, I'm saying I don't see these behaviors, and if he's doing something this egregious, I think that he should be removed from school until he's 7, because from what I understand, they don't have to go to school until that end. We can readjust it and get his mindset to where he's able to come to school. But if we're rewarding this behavior, which is being rewarded, it's not like...
I watch news clips of kids deleting their peers, and was one of the people who, when I didn't think it was my son, I was asking, where was the parents at in all of this? After this custody battle, I saw that this system was designed to allow those behaviors, because I was punished by having my rights removed for disciplining my sons for acts that would lead up to an incident like what I was seeing in the news.
Because things need to happen, and things need to happen fast, and they, unfortunately it's gotten to this point, but it should have happened months ago, but it just hasn't. So at this point, if it doesn't happen, there's only your client is at fault, right? Because we're taking that decision-making ability from Mr. So now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. Mom is, obviously she has their best interests at heart. So we're gonna put her in the driver's seat, and she needs to be making these things happen.
Now Tank was a star in my eyes before I understood what was being withheld from me. He had a 3.5 GPA, and when I was removed and placed as a weekend father for disciplining him for his behavior, the average went to the minimum.
Do something!
I contacted the school at the end of the year after the 2 semesters that I was ordered to be the weekend father about his performance, and I was told that, hey, no kid get left behind. Now, after the new school year started, he ended up getting expelled from that school within the first month of the new year. This is again when I was ordered to be just a weekend father, and as someone, she was given the primary custody because the judge, at that time was like, hey, I need someone to steer the ship.
I just feel that at this time, it's the regimen at your house and your method of punishment is just a little too extreme. And I need to isolate the decision making to one parent.
What was extreme about my discipline?
Consistency moving forward. I need one parent to be driving this bus with the 2 children, because right now you guys cannot co-parent.
No,
it's
yes,
not
ma'am.
working.
I understand that, but what extreme was my discipline? Like,
Well, the belt, you're using a belt to discipline with. Right now, I don't feel that's in the best interest of these 2 children, and a temporary change needs to be made until we can get to the bottom of what's going on.
if the person is able to hide the stuff, like she's been hiding it. Like, I just sent you a text message where our son sent her the video of him fighting in the bathroom. Like, it's plenty of text messages that I sent you. I sent the communication from the school of his behavior. I sent the communication from both kids, their behaviors, and I showed you the relationship with the parent, the communication with our oldest son. This is the best, if that's what you would consider the best interest of our son, by all means, I'm okay with that, because I understand, we come here to allow you to make that decision, and if you make that decision, I understand. I apologize for getting emotional, but I just don't see.
I understand. I mean, these are your kids. I mean, these are big issues. But right now,
A few moments later.
unfortunately, unfortunately, sir, you guys aren't co-parenting. You're not able to cooperate and to co-parent.
You even saw the talking parent. Like if you can read the talking parent, like I made sure that I was talking to her in a professional, direct manner.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're not. You were very professional.
But why are we allowing this person, like if she's carrying on like a child, like she is, because I know you see that.
I see that we need to make some type of change. We need to shift custody to a primary caregiver at this time to see if we can get the behavior issues under control. And because of the open CPS investigation, because of the corporal punishment, I need to protect these children, and as far as a safety issue goes, I'm going to give mom primary physical custody this time.
We wasn't working together and gave primary rights to S1. I wasn't in agreement with it.
Because I know
These are the temporary orders I'm going to put in place. Again, we need to make a change. These kids they're probably on the cusp. I mean, we need to, as Mr. says, have Ms. work with the school, get some type of behavior order and plan in place, and see what the school can do. When we come back, if no changes have been made and the children are getting worse, then...
Cool, let me step aside. I'll just be a weekend father. After all that went on, I received a call during the evidentiary hearing of the trial from the school, and they told me that Tank has been suspended. I went during the break to go and pick him up and presented this to the courts when the hearing continued.
As you stated, December, if the boys are failing, that would show you. And unfortunately, with parent stated he just got suspended for this. And again, he's not with me during these times. He just got suspended, and he just got suspended last week, and just now I got where the student, it stated that the student was walking around punching students in the face and said that he was playing. A mother stated that she would be pressing charges because that is no way to play with anyone. August 22nd of 2023, was going into a classroom and he turned around and he punched another student in the face for no reason. A teacher, this is what he's doing. His behavior is becoming flagrant and flagrant. He's missing school. His grades are dropping, and they're trying to say that, well, he was doing it with me, but the averages shows differently. His behavior, the averages shows differently. His behavior isn't improving, and it's basically in special ed and in a program where it's clear. When I talk to Ms. and the principal, they say he doesn't belong here, and unfortunately, he's here because this is what someone signed him up for.
The judge noted that the boy's behavior became worse when mom was given primary custody, but of course, it couldn't be her fault.
There's only your client is at fault, right? Because we're taking that decision-making ability from Mr. So now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. So now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. Mom is, obviously she has their best interests at heart. So we're gonna put her in the driver's seat, and she needs to be making these things happen.
The fact that they said that it was my fault because I was refusing to help mom when I was in court asking to get responsibility.
I mean, at this time we do need to make a change. I think that one party does need primary physical custody, but I guess From your end, why do you feel it would be in the children's best interest for you to have primary physical custody?
I believe due to the fact that I know that my life is, I don't want to say my life, but the priority are the boys, and I make sure that things that I do are in the best interest of the boys, to make sure that they're continually are able to just be the best, to be a better version of themselves.
And everything that SM1 and her lawyer was claiming was, well, whenever he shows up, he's arguing with mom in front of the faculty and all that stuff. So yeah, I was confused at that point. But they said that, you know, the reason the boy's behavior got worse is because dad did not want to help out mom when, hey, I asked you to give me custody. Like, why do we got to go to court and you pay these lawyer fees?
She is readily available to prioritize their needs, even though she is working. Whereas it's our belief that that prioritization is not present, and that seems to be the tutoring issue that we could not establish, or the aiding of the children in their care as far as schoolwork goes. We believe that Miss is best suited in the current circumstance to ensure A, their safety, B, their medical well-being, because again, we have...
This is America.
Oh, because someone told her that she can get what she wants to still be viewed as a strong single mother, and we can charge the dad.
That boy is bigger than you, he's stronger than you, and you think that you can dominate him into submission, that you can beat him into respecting you and listening to you. You can never turn a boy into a man. Not when he has a father that wants to be there and wants to be involved in his life. You got to give his father an opportunity now to be a father to that boy. You've done an amazing job up until this point. A lot of dudes don't date single mothers because either they're not over the father or they want to do everything they can to hurt that man, even if it means taking their son away.
It was, you know, it was clear what it was. So because she was seeking validation for something that she didn't do, I was like, all right, cool, no problem. They refused to acknowledge anything I had to say because SM1, she hired that lawyer who cared less about the well-being of our son. And of course, you know, you guys saw me when I stated that I'm not willing to continue putting my son through the trauma of having to choose between the father or the mother.
Yeah, I see that my sons are not wanting to come here, and if she's allowed to not follow the court order by saying that they don't want to come here when she's the adult, I don't see what anything that she put forth would do. So I don't want to put my sons through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother. They don't understand what they're doing now at this point, but I don't want to consider.
The lawyer, he's in court fighting with SM1 to keep me away from my children, and all I can make from that was he didn't care either way. And, you know, she was right there working with him and everything to do that. So, you know, she has to live with her choices. Now, I have to say that if I knew that the decks was going to be stacked against me from the beginning, I would have walked away if they would have told me, but I'm glad they didn't, because I had to go through what I had to go through, because now I'm able to present to those who are watching, the viewers, how parental alienation really is. Because a lot of people be like, oh, it's the mom, and I'm like, nah, it's the system, it's the whole thing, you know, because you saw how the judge trying to make it seem as if I was arguing with her. I was talking to her respectfully, and they was talking to me as if I was this angry black man.
This is America. Don't get you slipping up.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview, because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him and you need to stop talking while I'm talking.
This is America. Don't get you slipping up.
That wasn't the case, and you can hear how I'm talking in court. I was holding back, you know, to a level where I'm sitting up here and I'm seeing that you guys are taking my responsibility and giving it to a person that I'm showing you guys don't care about them, but yet you're ignoring everything I gotta say because it's coming from me.
What we're telling you from right now, we just need to move forward. It doesn't really help to go backwards. We need to move forward for your son, right? We're here for your son, right? We're here for your son. Your son needs some therapy because there's some stuff going on. So we're going to have your son in therapy.
No, Your Honor.
No, I don't know why you're arguing with me about your son going to therapy.
I'm not.
Okay.
I had him
Well,
to go to therapy.
that's great. He's not in therapy right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
And you want to push this narrative that dad is the problem, even though we continue, like, that's the first thing I saw after he did this interview. Nothing negative with dad, it's just I want to stay with mom. And the judge, man, you know, she had the power to do what she did, and she continued to ignore. Hey, I have evidence of parental alienation. I have all of this where she's the problem. The school, everyone is showing that she's the problem. We got a court order that state you guys tried this already, and yet instead of following what another judge, your peer, put in their final order, you're just gonna continue doing the same outdated thinking where, oh, let's give them back to mom again and go from there. I'm the type of person that, hey, I'm good. Like, you don't have to tell me that, hey, we're here to waste time, because I'm that person. I respect authority, but when you tell me, oh, well, we gotta look busy, that busy work mindset leadership, no. Like, if the higher ups came to me and told me, hey, this is what I need done, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna make sure that, hey, we go above and beyond. So when the higher ups come down and they see my team resting, they're gonna be like, oh, well, why y'all hanging out? I'm like, because we did this and we also did this, this, and this. So now they're gonna be like, well, dang, like, yeah, y'all do deserve a break. And we're gonna do it at such efficiency to where it's not gonna seem like I'm pretty sure they think it might take, say for instance, 3 weeks, and we get it done in 3 days. Now, we're gonna continue to the next goal, but we're gonna take time and enjoy ourselves as well. That's how I lead. But because, you know, they wanted to, what I saw in this custody battle was them just, oh, let's stay busy. I'm like, nah, I don't operate like that. And that's what led to me officially just walking away, because I was just like, yo, man, like, yo, you're actually hurting the kids at this point. You keep talking about putting them in therapy. Like, they supposed to be put in therapy in an original hearing.
When did you start taking this?
Probably in maybe February of 2022. I have to check.
February 2022?
Possibly.
When did you
I'm sorry, 2023. Forgive me. No, let me not confuse the years.
So, from, you stated that you pulled them away in 2020. You stated that you pulled them away from those therapy appointments. Why did you do this over again?
I only took them out of therapy because I'm paying out of pocket. And it's not a problem. I mean, I can pay out of pocket, but actually things started to get, school was out. Things were getting better. Everything was kind of like balancing out. They weren't in school. They were okay. Say it again.
You said that behavior got better.
I'm not saying, I'm saying that they are kids and they were fine.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
They still, they're themselves.
Why did this has been back in March, at the end of March?
You may have to remind me.
Did he not talk about shooting up school?
This is America.
Go to sleep.
Oh no. This is America.
Why did this has been back in March, at the end of March?
You may have to remind me.
Did he not talk about shooting up the school?
Oh no!
Did he not talk about shooting up the school?
There was. And when I mentioned fabricated, how schools fabricate things.
This is America.
It doesn't sound like he had a lot of negative things to report. It's just like he doesn't want to see dad.
I talked to him about that, and that's actually when I took him to the ER to get admitted, because I told the school that I would. And I think there is an exhibit in here when I talked to the school counselor about it. Yeah, when he mentioned that, of course, that's a red flag for everybody. He got suspended for it. After talking with actually talking with the ER physician that he talked with, they were like, I mean, I get it. He said it. That was it. That was enough. He said it, and that was enough. It wasn't like, let's go shoot up a school. Like, we should go shoot up a school. It was just like questioning somebody in the class.
It doesn't sound like he had a lot of negative things to report. It's just like he doesn't want to see dad.
And I get it. As a teacher, they have to report that. You're in the school. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, it was mind-boggling to even hear that and ask him, why would you say something like that? He also, after that, that's when it was pressed down with, I'm like, we are going back to church. Like, you have to go to church. Like,
it doesn't sound like he had a lot of negative things to report. It's just like he doesn't want to see dad.
There was a lot of things missing, and then he got around people because it was coming down pretty hard on that. And a lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading a report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up the school.
Because I know
These are the temporary orders I'm going to put in place. Again, we need to make a change. These kids they're probably on the cusp. I mean, we need to, as Mr. says, have Ms. work with the school, get some type of behavior order and plan in place, and see what the school can do. When we come back, if no changes have been made and the children are getting worse, then
Do something! Do something, Rev!
I mean, that's essentially how it went down. Even the doctors were like, this isn't needed for a doctor. Like, he doesn't need it.
And now you telling me we're gonna do the same thing again, and she's gonna have another 10 months. That was 10 months of me having to sit there and watch my son do the bare minimum and get rewarded for it. Another 10 months of that, I was like, oh man, y'all playing with me at this point, because like, if you saying that this is how you think that I'm supposed to father, hey, that's all cool. Hey, let's just give her this child support, because clearly that's all that y'all care about at this point.
Having to choose, like, he just got suspended. My other son, he's at home.
What, sir? I have another hearing I have to do, and so what is it that you're saying?
I believe that you should give her the primary custody.
Which I just did.
Yes, and we can go from there.
Because clearly that's all that y'all care about at this point, because it's not for the kids, because again, we have another court order stating that things got worse with mom when she had the same thing that you're about to enact. Upon receiving that final order, I accepted that the custody system was only there to keep a spiritual CEO in a perpetual loop of drama. So I accepted that it was worthless to go back to court to try to have them put respect on my name, because, hey, judge, man, we just spent 8 hours in this court, and you heard a woman who wasn't even making sense. Like, the trauma that my son was causing, she was making excuses for it, like, oh, it's the teacher's fault.
There was. And When I mention fabricated, how schools fabricate things. When I mention fabricated, how schools fabricate things. When I mention fabricated, how schools fabricate things.
A few moments later.
It's escalating to the point where he's talking about shooting up the school. I just had to go pick him up just now on lunch break because he just got charges pressed. Well, the teacher or the first parent said that I'm gonna press charges because you shouldn't be playing with someone how he's playing with someone. And this was just today. So nothing is improving with his behavior, and not only is he getting suspended, he's also skipping classes, he's also tardy, and because, and you know, like I wanted to draw it up so I could show you the proof, but again, if we're going to dismiss the records because...
Oh no, we're not dismissing it. I think we're just noting for the record the year.
I just want to make sure that, because there's been a lot of crossover and a lot of conversation.
Right,
I just want to
right.
make sure that we're staying as linear as possible.
Right.
Because this pre-existed all of the orders from December.
Right. Right.
No, but we were just going back to 2020 and testimony, like the testimony that she gave was for that, so I figured that if we're going to go over the history, because if we're looking at what happened from December 2nd, it's only gotten worse. The academic, the behavior gotten worse, and he's been consistent with his academic, but has fallen off the cliff because you see that his behavior is excused, and you're here saying that yourself, you're stating that the stuff that he's doing is being fabricated by the school, but I wanted to show that this is a consistent thing, and this isn't the school just picking up. This is, and to say that he just got suspended last week for doing the same thing, and today he just got removed from school again for doing the same thing. Is understanding that I can get away with it, and the reason he understands that he can get away with it is due to the fact that her disciplinary action is you just don't get your phone in a video game, which clearly something's wrong, because if he doesn't have that stuff, because it's non-stop what he's doing, if he doesn't have that stuff and his grades are horrible, what is the issue? Something is not wrong, and you only waited until February to get him seen when his behavior has been from the beginning of the month. Beginning of the school year.
A few moments later.
Continue. I don't think there's a question pending, but you can continue.
Oh no.
We took all over that, but do you see how his suspension of sexual harassment, did you see what he stated there, and why you should probably take it seriously, because he did get suspended for touching, like from what they're saying, it was like they were touching each other, but then he also made another claim, like he also got suspended again on September 22nd, a couple days later, that he was telling the girl that he basically he's gonna fuck until she was inside out, and he also made the comment to his other peers around him. You see that?
Of course I see it. Do you want me to address it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when it comes down to, I will tell you that, yeah, there's a lot of pieces that are missing. I can't pacify with my son. Like, I see it. Of course I see it. Not to mention that you taking a standoffish role as if I'll just do this on the weekend, that doesn't help. But it's okay.
Because things need to happen, and things need to happen fast. And they, unfortunately it's gotten to this point, but it should have happened months ago, but it just hasn't. So at this point, if it doesn't happen, Mr., then there's only your client is at fault, right? Because we're taking that decision-making ability from Mr. Now it's not, okay, he needs to do it, she needs to do it. No, it's she needs to do it. You know, mom is, obviously she has their best interests at heart. So we're gonna put her in the driver's seat, and she needs to be making these things happen.
This is America.
You would think that the judge would have tried the other way, and that would have been giving the father primary custody. But no. That seemed too easy to be what's right. So let's make them work together again. When I'm willing to sit in court and go against the whole system to say no, give me primary custody now.
Mr. And why do you feel it would be in the children's best interest for you to have primary physical custody?
I believe due to the fact that I know that my life is, I don't want to say my life, but the priority are the boys, and I make sure that things that I do are in the best interest of the boys, to make sure that they're continually are able to just be the best, to be a better version of themselves.
We see that she failed, but you would think that that would be the obvious solution, but that will go against their narrative and allow the Most High to receive glory for real. Because, hey, he's doing what's right. Hey, he's, you know, not in here using profanity. Like Final Order had so much untruth in it to the point where I was just like, man, like, yo, this is the judicial system that we are sworn to go by. I did research, I joined groups and all that stuff, and I saw how people was saying that this is, you know, it's the parent. They were blaming the parent, and I was just like, no, the parent, they could only do what the people in authority allow. And if you got a parent that's sitting up here representing himself, he's coming in here respectfully. The only thing you did was go back to normal, to where, hey, I have to just put up with it. Once I understood that, that's where I accepted things. I understood that, hey, I had to co-parent with SM1 and accept the arrangement that put us back at 50-50. Accepting that this was going to be the outcome that I had to live with, I went forward to ensure that the boys were back at the point where they were before I was forced to just be a weekend warrior. Now, at this point, remember, Tank, he was expelled or something. Like, I don't know, because SM1, she withheld the official story from me. But he had to switch schools that allow him to do work from home. He couldn't go to another school.
You know, anything worse happens. How's he doing at school? Is he doing any better or no?
He's in a different school from what was previously stated.
Okay.
So he's doing extremely well. He's already met the requirements for the 9th grade.
Okay. Well, Dad did bring up, you know, some of the comments, I guess, that he was making at school, which, you know, are inappropriate and comments we would hope no person would ever make, but certainly a 14-year-old boy. So, in terms of that type of behavior, is that still going on, or?
No, so right now he's no longer, I'm going to say the least, that he no longer goes to like a school. He does school like from home.
He's
so
homeschooled right now?
Not necessarily. It's like online. So the school, they just didn't have a spot for him. So the online version of it is what he's doing right now.
Sure. Does Dad know about all that?
Yes.
So what school is he at right now? Okay. It's just online?
But yes.
But then for like next year he'll be able to go in person?
He will be. That's the plan, to get him back in person. It was just a wait list for him.
Okay. So he's obviously probably not making those sorts of comments to anyone at school because he's not going to school.
So, I don't know, like, she tried to gaslight me and say, well, this is what you wanted anyway. And I was just like, oh my God, like, talking to a person like that, man, it was just like, I'm telling you, man, do your due diligence, because when it's all said and done, like, you might think that, you know, that sassiness is cool at first, but you gotta set the foundation and let it be known that, hey, this is what it is. I'm not one of these people that when the stuff that I wish to happen doesn't happen, I'm not gonna go and throw an emotional tantrum. So I took it as, you know, it's his will for me not to be there for my sons. And in a way, like, by the end of this video, you will understand why, because I think the Lord get the glory with me not being there. Like, you know, my son get the opportunity to actually grow, because I wouldn't allow what SM1 was allowing, and some people have to see it to believe it, and hopefully he's able to survive and, you know, make his way back to the point where he can come around me. So after going back to 50-50, well, let's go back, you know, he switched schools, and he had to work from home because he wasn't allowed to go to the schools. About a week before the order was signed, SM1, she still had primary custody, and I was placed as the weekend father by the Judge 1. Let's just say Judge 1, like J1. Judge 1. I don't like that. Judge, SM1, SM2, son, mother 1, son, mother 2. This is a Judge 1. Judge 1. Like, I can't think. It's going off the cuff. I can't think. So Judge 1. We still operating on that order where she gave her primary custody and placed me as a weekend father because she had to solve the problem. We had a school rep that reached out to both SM1 and myself, letting us know that Tank's highest average out of the 6 classes that he was attending was 40%.
Oh no! Do something!
On some of the days, she stated that he wasn't even signing into the class. Knowing the issue, I easily fixed it after receiving the final order, and you know, the arrangement was in place to where I took over. And within 2 days of me having them back and with that joint custody arranged, the school rep, she responded like, yo, what the heck is going on? Like, here's the message right here.
I got this!
Within a month's time, the school rep, she reached out again and praised Tank for his hard work, and she was excited to see how it was such a huge turnaround.
I got this! I got this!
Of course, y'all know this is what SM1 started doing, whatever, which culminated into her withholding Tank and telling him that he didn't have to come to my house. Of course, I got mad because now you're playing with me. Like, you're setting up our son for failure at this point. So thinking that, hey, maybe I got a wrong judge. Maybe, you know, I go again and they have no way but to see it my way this time. I contacted the cops. Some were on point, some accepted it as what it was and thought that it was going to be easy just to do enough just to say that they showed up.
Again, just pretty much has out here. Obviously, the little card's not going to have much info, but I'll update on my computer actually what happened, right? Yeah. So if you guys ever pull that up, just take it to where you can, right? Yeah.
Stay tuned for the video showing these interactions. Contacted CPS. It was sad to say that they were no help. When she contacted them, it was like, you know, they came out and started an investigation every time. And I was like, yo, I asked the person, I was like, how did y'all start an investigation on me? But this is clear sign of abuse. So, and I say this because I saw a lot of messages, like a lot of memes when I was making these videos where it talks about withholding a kid that's truly abuse. I'm here to tell you that that's not considered abuse according to the system. Like, you have to have a claim placed on you, and as a spiritual CEO, I'm not about to make a false claim just so I can get something accomplished. And when they were asking me, you know, what was going on, I was like, my son is being withheld. Isn't that abuse? Like, he's been withheld from his father. He sent text messages where it alluded to he was being forced, but I'm not going to lie just to get ahead, because I feel like spiritually I have to answer for everything. So because I didn't want to do that, I told them that, yo, I just don't know. And they was basically like, well, you know, hopefully things turn out well for you. Something like that. And that's when I understood that, man, it's the system. It was trash. Plain and simple, it was trash. It was like, yo, the only way that you guys can start an investigation is if I lie, as if I know what's going on. And I understood that Tank, you know, he was being rewarded for not telling the truth. So I couldn't truly say that this is what was going on at the house because, hey, you know, he's not flat out saying it. Like, you know, I raised him to where, hey, something goes on, you speak your mind. And he didn't say it clear out. I was just like, all right, well, you know, CPS wasn't going to be any help. As shown in the earlier clip, you saw the judge who was jumping through hoops just to ignore the obvious. And then when I finally got tired of wasting her time and my children's time and decided to walk away, she tried to make it seem as if it was me choosing to give up on my sons.
After the court order was given, she had the court order, which they gave her the 10 months of primary custody and sole decision making. Everything that you're asking her to do, the court order stated the boys became worse.
And now
Yeah, so sir, what we're asking to do is have your son in therapy, okay?
No.
And that was asked.
What we're telling you from right now, we just need to move forward. It doesn't really help to go backwards. We need to move forward for your son, right? We're here for your son, right? We're here for your son. Your son needs some therapy because there's some stuff going on. So we're going to have your son in therapy.
No, you're honest.
No, I don't know why you're arguing with me about your son going to therapy.
I'm not.
Okay.
I had him
Well,
to go to therapy.
That's great. He's not in therapy right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him, and you need to stop talking while I'm talking.
A few moments later.
It doesn't sound like Isaiah had a lot of negative things to report. It's just that Isaiah doesn't want to see Dad.
A few moments later.
See what anything that you put forth will do. So I don't want to put my son through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother.
A few moments later.
If you look at them, I'm not trying to argue much, but if you was to look at the communication beforehand and the talking back.
So, sir, what is it that you want?
A few moments later.
You don't want to have any parental rights?
I don't have any parental rights. We have a court order.
Okay.
And we're not following the court order at all. At all. And
all right.
So, sir, I'm trying to work with you, but you're making it very difficult. I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to work with you.
This is America.
I'm trying to work with you, but you're making it very difficult. So it's your life and it's your kids. So if you're saying at this juncture you just want to say, hey boys, you do what you want to do, you can be with mom and you can see me when you want, that's fine. But is that what you want the court to do as well?
I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states. I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states.
Okay.
But because you're not going to do that,
Okay.
I'm okay with you doing what you're basically saying that you're going to do now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Okay. This is no. So what you're going to do? You're going to raise your right hand, and we're going to get on the record what you want to have done. Do you understand?
This is America. Don't get you slipping now.
You saw that. Oh my God, that was just so disturbing. Like, if you want to give up on your son, and I was just like, I'm doing all this and you're not paying me no mind, so why am I going to give you 10 more months of my life and get all this work that I have to do to present to combat these lies that this gentleman, that my son's mother has hired to lie for her? I'm good. And just so I can come in here and you ignore me? Because it just happened. It just happened. Like, like when I was in there, I was just like, what are we doing? Like, let's follow the court order. Hey, let's follow the court order that you guys put forth. Let's follow that.
I would like the court to do what the October 11th court order states.
That's her trying to work with me. But because I was accepting of what they put in that court order, even though it was lies and untruth, because my thing was, I just need my sons. And I understand that I gotta work with their mom now. I see that y'all aren't gonna remove the obvious problem, which was SM1.
The boys are showing lack of respect for authority, and unless I'm allowed to help them develop respect for boundaries and strong standards, they're always that they have shown themselves to live up to before, they are sadly going to become another statistic, or they're going to hurt someone because of the serious behavior that they're displaying, and it being dismissed as something worthy of reward by their mother. It seems as if we are condemning into this life of misery because we're worrying about what is more in the best interest of the mother and not them. I'm not playing the role of father just for validation. My behavior isn't something of a criminal or an unfit parent who doesn't care about what happened to their children. All is in order with me, and and yet the shortcomings of Mrs. are being excused, and she's being championed for trying to get things in place. Standing in front of you today, I was planning on showing you that my willingness and my ability to care for our sons and ensure that they have the lessons taught to me by my father to ensure that they had the ability and the understanding to adapt to today's society. I have followed the orders respectfully I've followed the orders to what I believe was the best of my ability. I've shown that I can create structure needed for our children to become the best version of themselves. I see no reason that we wouldn't award me my request due to the fact that, as you stated, December 2nd, if the boys are failing, that would show you. And unfortunately,
and I hate to say this because I don't want to bash SM1, but she was clearly the problem. And I saw because they didn't want to do that to her, I was like, okay, I can accept working with her. I see that this system don't want to chalk it up to, hey, mom is horrible, let's remove her. No, let's just give him back joint custody and he has to figure out. Cool. When I accepted that and we just got a court order, I showed that, hey, all that crap that y'all was doing, trying to put him in therapy and all that stuff, that wasn't needed. My son school is praising him for his hard work, and guess what? Now you can't even say that, oh, it's because I disciplined him, because I haven't disciplined him since receiving that court order. After seeing that, the judge just wanted to chalk it up to, well, he's of age now. Of age? He was of age a month ago. He just turned 13, and you're saying that this child who just got suspended for trying to set up a plan to turn his school into a Call of Duty battlefield. Oh no!
And a lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up a school.
Do something! Sexually assaulting his peers, physically assaulting them, skipping classes left and right. You telling me that, oh, we gonna let him make the decision? Man, no. I was just like, hey, that's cool, because the thing was is, I guess they didn't understand that. If you're not accepting my help, okay, no problem. Let me remove myself, because I'm not gonna sit up here and continue allowing you guys to make it seem as if I'm the problem when I know that what I'm trying to do is helping. I walked away and refused to allow my son to keep dealing with the trauma because, they're children. Even though my son was of age, I knew he wasn't of the right mind to make a decision like that if he's doing stuff like this. And that's traumatic to have a child who is being told like, hey, you're right, you're good, for doing this, and your dad is the problem. Now, this child who has been poisoned, who knows how long, because we divorced this was 2024 when I finally walked away. We divorced 2017, so that was 7 years, and this child is 13. So for 6 years, he's been going through this, oh, your dad is the problem. So he's not understanding, like, why is dad getting upset for what mom is allowing me to do? And when I saw that, I was just like, yo, that's the problem, and you guys ain't trying to fix it. So instead of continuing to feel like I was in a twilight zone after Judge number 2, J2, the Judge 2, I forget what I said I was going to name the first judge, Judge 1, Judge 2. After Judge 2 of this situation with parental alienation was ignoring me, I was like, man, it's enough. And I'm okay with just moving forward without being a problem. If you're claiming that I'm the problem, let's move forward so we can truly see who's the problem. Like, seriously, to sit around and watch how society push this narrative about black fathers being absent fathers as the reason our children are wilding, and seeing how SM1 and the entire system wanted me to accept my son choosing this path where he wasn't being held accountable for his behavior, revealed to me that the judicial process is just a tool to get a spiritual CEO to sell his soul. For it is written,
give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. As long as thou livest and have breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. For better is it that thy child should seek to thee, than thou that shouldest stand in their courtesy. Ecclesiastes chapter 33, 19 through 21.
Sure, Tank could have manipulated SM1, and she was just this victim of a truly smart kid. But that's just that. She sat there in court for all these years fighting for custody just because her ego wouldn't be able to handle what the world may have said. Our son was sitting up there getting in trouble for planning to delete his own peers, and the judge is hearing her claim that, oh, I can't do anything, I can't make the kids do anything. And I was just supposed to sit there and be like, well, let me work with her, you know, like, she can't get them to do anything. So if they say they don't want to do anything, I gotta sit there and give them the power to make the decision on if I'm gonna be a father today or not. Hey, you know what? I removed myself from that situation.
Oh no!
So, but he hasn't had visits over at Dad since May 4th, then? Yeah. So he's just telling you he doesn't want to go, or?
Very resistant of going.
Oh no!
Alienation is one of the things that's very real.
Yep.
You know, and for those of you that don't know what alienation is, it's basically when one parent makes an attempt to cut the affections, love, the relationship with that other parent. And alienation.
It causes depression. It's a whole lot of kids stuck, homie, because they got a mama like that.
Oh no!
The preferred form of communication for SM1 wasn't to pass the information directly to me, but through the kids. Even though the judicial system sit here and tell you, oh, this isn't allowed, you shouldn't be communicating through the kids, she would constantly sit there and do it. I had the Talking Parent app and everything where you seeing a grown woman not responding for 3 to 4 days when asked a question or something like that.
Oh no!
But unfortunately, sir, you guys aren't co-parenting. You're not able to cooperate into co-parent.
You even saw the Talking Parent. Like if you can read the Talking Parent, like, I made sure that I was talking to her in a professional, direct way.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're not. You were very professional.
But why are we allowing this person, like, if she's carrying on like a child, like she is, because I know you see that.
I see that we need to make some type of change. We need to shift custody to a primary caregiver at this time to see if we can get the behavior issues under control.
I understand that, hey, there's propaganda in the society by having these women claiming that they are victors after being willing to stand up to the big bag meanie and put it on top of that I'm like this big black guy who was, quote unquote, how they may put it, terrorizing his children.
Our position, these children are in a constant state of concern. And things are happening that we don't know about in full detail, not only because we're only getting snippets when a major event happens, but they're too afraid to discuss them with anybody. The therapist says that they try to discuss, there's reluctancy, but they believe if they continue to engage that it can open up and they think treatment is appropriate, right? This isn't a kid who at 14 going on, or 15, turning 15, feels confident enough to say what's happening other than his base desire, right? So it puts us in a position of...
Come on.
Yeah!
You don't want to stop?
No.
Why not?
Only 12 minutes.
You can stop now if you want to. You don't want to stop?
No.
Okay, that's what's up, big guy. Keep it up. No cheese.
Jeff Box, get up, park your bike, and let us know what you doing. You got something for sale.
You look kind of thirsty, that's why I stopped.
Don't be sharing to tell them, look, it ain't begging. Don't be sharing to tell them, and I take donations.
Yes, indeed.
Radioactive. Radioactive. Radioactive.
So you're going to deprive your child. You're going to deprive your child of access to his father, as well as strip the black man of his rights as a father to be in his child's life. For what? What's she doing all this for? Cause she hurt? Cause she feel like she been misused and abused? Or it's a bunch of children, homie, just being raised in those same conditions.
This is America.
I understood that if this is how you want the father, this is what they considered being a father was, then hey, clearly, we were looking at two different books. If it works for you, it works for you. It didn't work for me. After seeing how she wanted to die on that hill, I realized that that was the Most High allowing that situation to happen to see if I would choose him.
This is affecting the welfare of the child, and that would be in their best interest to at least consider a modification of custody, based upon the fact that neither boy is wishing to be over at dad's house at this point in time, and both at least in therapy and up and running in therapy, so based upon that. And dad is saying a lot of things. He's saying he has a lot of evidence. The court wants to consider that evidence. Any evidence mom has, obviously we want to consider that as well. Sir, during the course of these proceedings, since you guys got divorced, have you ever had an attorney?
No.
No? Have you thought about trying to get an attorney?
At this point, I believe that it would be best that we stop with the therapy, because my son...
Yeah, so we're not stopping with therapy.
Well, no, you can put forth, but I don't see the benefit of going when the same thing happened in 2022, where they gave her 10 months to get all this accomplished, and the only thing that came back was what we're hearing here.
So I really don't know what you're saying, sir, but...
I was hoping that it would just, something happen and I would just be able to just move away in the clear. But what I saw was, oh, let's push it for another court hearing, give her 10 more months of having primary custody. I was like, man, no, like, I'm not gonna continue in this. And it was no end in sight. It was just like, oh, let's keep stretching it out. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh, no, just give her what she wants.
You know, I have another hearing I have to do, and so what is it that you're saying?
I believe that you should give her the primary custody.
Which I just did.
Yes.
And we can go from there.
and we can go from there. I'm not here to continue playing this game. And that's when I understood what that choice that the Most High give us meant. It's like Lot and his choice to leave Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, you know, if the place blows up and I'm still alive, then I guess, you know, I have to leave.
No, it's, hey, this is what's going on. It's presented to you, what's about to happen, and you make that choice. Or you want to continue going forward in this choice, or you're going to just walk away.
I actually believe that you can go on, secure yourself an attorney, and march on down to the family court system, and that magically the court system that has never ever given men the benefit of the doubt will give you the benefit of the doubt. Don't believe me? Then why are there so many cases of men actually saying that their kids are held from them? Do you believe that every man is making this up? No matter if a man is rich or poor, I've heard it in my personal life, and I hear it in the entertainment world. Jesse Williams is just another case where he decided that he did not want his woman anymore, and since they broke up, she has now decided to withhold the child from him. Now, it doesn't make a difference what the financial situation is, because if this man was not paying child support, he would be down there on the Tyrese route. But he is, and he's taking care of his obligations, but she still refuses to let him see his child. So now he has no other choice but to go down to the court system, throw himself at the mercy of folks who don't want to work in his favor, and plead for 50-50 custody. What are the chances of this actually coming to pass? Well, if she fights it, very little, slim to none. A snowball's chance in hell. But this is the system we have. And you know what? It always comes down to this. Women will never change this system because it works for them. But if a system did not work for them, oh, they would be up in arms. Isn't it hilarious how we can all say we're equal and we want equal rights, but it really seems like they don't want the equal responsibility. And I know a lot of ladies are going to be triggered for this. I don't care. I've seen it in real life, had personal experiences from family members, know that they were trying to do the right thing, but these evil harlotans in the sinister sisterhood will always show up and say, no, if he doesn't want you, he doesn't get his child. And this is a textbook definition of alienation.
The judge trying to act like she was looking out for me when I was sitting there was clear gaslighting. And I asked the question, hey, what are we doing here? Like, why are we changing up the child arrangement? This isn't what we're here for.
Right now, so we're going to have him in therapy again.
We're here for the fact that she's withholding our son.
Okay, so your son's going to be in therapy. So that's the first step. So we want to find out what's going on with him. The second step is we're going to have him in for a child interview because I want to hear from his perspective what's going on, what his thoughts are about you, what his thoughts are about mom. Does he want to be with you? Does he want to be with mom? What does he want? Because at his age, he does have teenage discretion, so we need to honor him and respect him, and we need to listen to him, and you need to stop talking while I'm talking.
This is America.
If I would have just sat there hoping that they hear me out, it was just me wasting my time, man. This is the lesson I hope that you gotta see. You gotta make the choice. You gotta make the choice. There was no need for me to continue questioning. I heard my son say he didn't want to come around me. I'm okay with that, but I'm looking at the court as, Your Honor, you're in a position where you should see that you want to put him in therapy, which the last judge number one, tried to do, and the entire time SM1 was saying, I can't force him to go. That was years of having to sit up there and see her get away with it.
They talking strange, man. Stop playing with the law. Put her faith up in a king, man. If she cross, understand. Gotta stay out your feelings. Lord to no man, you best be quick to bring out scissors. They say be sweet. That's 18. Thoughts they leave. Question why you need to up your week. Too old to play the game's attention when you speak. Crush your goals, now big price they pay for therapy. These folks be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Best protect yourself, give them glory. Leave these demons skyline. Talk about a spiritual. We fighting spirit and principality. Aware and tuned in. Your folks now you're on 1,000. These folks be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself. Look at this wall, there's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss up if you about it, let them close. Must make sure they are keeping it 1,000. They folks be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself, look at this wall, there's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss up if you about it, let them close. Must make sure they are keeping it 1,000. She say you don't care. yet you so aware. Your mama say she worried, she keep you in her prayers. Something don't add up, the only thing that matter. Withdrawn, you miss the chatter, still don't need her around ya. Attract the chaos, she tryna mess up your peace. Get what she can, then she get out and blow the piece. Sign, pay no mind. Your value, she's a 9. Yeah, she fine, but she won't find another like you. You're not dying, you're not here, no one is fine. She out here lying, throwing a fit with no she's fine. Talking about, babe, I'm just checking in. She dream you die, she broad than you forget. Love bum, hope you forget the game she played, you're sick. Can't stand ya, she wish she didn't exist. It's crazy how they act, next time move with patience. You control your spirit, you control your thoughts, you control their lanes, then you will set them off. You playing it cool, it's obviously you move with purpose, not your best, you still feet up around the pool. These folks be wildin', man, these folks be wildin'. Stressing over the bills, time to capital saving thousands. You ballin' silence, being praised by your accountant. It's still feel good to know you can do more than just browsing.
Yeah, like it, you'll be right.
People be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself, look at this world, it's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss up if you're a fighter, let them close, must be choked, they are keeping it 1,000. People be wildin' by yourself, you are an island. Must protect yourself, look at this world, it's no surprising. Scouting, spiritual boss up if you're a fighter, let them close, must be choked, they are keeping it 1,000. Yo, understand we raising men, a simp ain't your friend. They mad you stating truth, okay, let them go pretend. Ability to understand, things that they can comprehend, not worry about fitting in, they gonna claim you, amen. They wildin' but you wilder, they ghost you on power. Empowered to be their best, but they rather sippy sour. The man at any hour, these folks wish you was their king. Pure like chicken, ignore their past the point, your stories no machine. Why I gotta be me, hurting folks in their feelings.
This isn't a kid who at 14 going on, or 15, turning 15, feels confident enough to say what's happening other than his base desire, right? So this isn't a kid who at 14 going on, or 15, turning 15, feels confident enough to say what's happening other than his base desire.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
So the black man is robbed of his legacy through the baby mama. So when I came home, every I saw and knew was not co-parenting responsibly with a black woman. She wouldn't allow him to. She had full control over the kids.
I trained my sons to be men. And when they were around me, it was no issue other than the simple stuff that kids do. And I would sit there and correct them, but it was more, let's take time to get this understanding. And I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem as if, oh, everything I did was right. No, it was time where I would lose my temper and all that stuff. But yet, that's normal. It was to the point where they were trying to make it seem as if, oh, well, you're not perfect. You raised your voice today. And I was like, all right, well, cool, no problem. You want to take on the responsibility of being the father? I don't have to sit up here and worry about falling in the narrative, because I see that this is what you guys want. And unfortunately for my son, who don't understand the choices that he's making, he's gonna have to deal with these consequences, which, truth be told, I give them props because they attempted to get them to go to therapy so they can speak negatively about their father. And I'm very proud that he refused to go. Our youngest son together, she got him to go, but he's so, hey, if I get to play with toys, hey, why not? After the multiple CPS visits, I started telling my son that it was okay to talk about what's going on, because I did have one guy from CPS, and he actually praised me, because he was like, man, the amount of homes that he go into, it's sad, because he sees kids are sleeping on blanket on the floor. He actually got to see a situation where he knows that there's some out here that's trying. He told me, he was like, your son wouldn't even say a word about you. Because I knew I wasn't doing anything crazy, I relieved him from that. I was like, nah, man, if someone asks you, it's cool, talk about it. Like, because I know that, like, yo, I'm not out here having you do anything illegal. So, no, you can talk about it. I don't want to stress you out because you got an individual here needing to be praised by people who care less for, dependent on others for validation. It's not right that you played on that, but if she allows it, I can't even be mad at you. To continue hearing how my sons were being affected by a divorce that happened 7 years ago. 2017 was the divorce finalized, and it was 2024 when I finally gave up. And to continue hearing that, where when I know, like, oh man, I got a child with another person, which unfortunately didn't work out too good, but continue hearing that was just something that I just wanted to continue punishing my sons for, because it's like you claiming that they got trauma, and I'm like sitting up here and we're smiling at how we can, when we strategizing on how to do whatever. Like I'm seeing that, and I'm hearing this, and I'm like, yo, this judge is just not listening. So when I saw the psychological trauma at the level that they may be putting POWs through, being placed and inflicted on boys that's 13 years or younger, I was like, man, I can't continue doing this. This is not getting anywhere. Now, accepting that the court would rather that I watch my sons destroy their lives and sit there and co-sign, because that's what that was. Like, oh, continue doing this. Let's give mom custody again. After you done saw that it didn't work out, let's give it to her again. We can see. I'm like, nah, man, we're good. And after seeing that that's what the courts wanted, hopefully y'all don't have to waste your time and money, because I know it's gonna be some guys out there, man, maybe it's because you didn't get a lawyer. Come on, man. If you saw my judicial violation video about the lawyer, you see how the lawyers were paid to lie. You will see how everything was drawn out and made easy for the judge to make a decision, and they were intentional on misunderstanding. Understand that. Some might not understand it, and if you don't understand it, man, I hope you find that person that's going to help you out. But I'm not here to sell you a dream, because I see now that that's what that was. Before, I would have sold you that dream, like, oh man, you just got to give it the 1-2. Nah, like, as a spiritual CEO, you got to make decisions. Like, the enemy is going to make sure they're not easy for you if you're dealing with emotions. When you see it, you got to make sure that you do what good CEO is going to do, what's best for the business. If he's being told that he'll be protected if he lies, who am I to be mad at him? He's a child. Even though training to be a machine, and if anybody knows about boxing and understand boxing, they understand that you don't play boxing. I made sure that I wasn't putting my son in there to get hurt. I took the training seriously, and Tank was so confident. We was looking forward to stepping in that square circle and, being willing to put his life on the line. I showed him the seriousness of what he was doing. I just figured that I could control him. Seeing how dangerous he started becoming, I made sure that I emphasized that this was only to be done to other trained fighters that are signing up to try to take on his ability. After finding out that SM1 was withholding information and him getting into fights at school, seeing her champion it, I saw that, they were sending videos of him fighting in the school bathroom and all that stuff. And I was just like, man, what is she doing? Like, that's one thing that I'm thankful for. Like, she put them paws on me if I got out of line. Like, I came home with a C. Like, it was bad. And I'm thankful for it because, it was bad. But I'm thankful because, in a way, it was just like, it forced me to adapt and make sure that when I have my sons, that I hold them, because I see how it benefited me to being pushed to that standard. But I also understood, okay, let me make sure that I explain this to my son. So when I saw that she was champion, it just shocked me. Similar to Neyman in The Wire, if y'all remember that show, The Wire.
80, 100, 10, 20, 420. Where's the rest?
I'm on a hard strip. Stricker in Lafayette.
What you doing there?
I gotta build it up.
Nah, you ain't got to build up. Your father built them corners and they owe you. 'Cause they owe him. Bodie got a real short memory when it comes to giving props.
Mom.
I'm going to straighten this out right now.
Ma, let me build.
I got this.
lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up the school.
Oh no! Oh no! Do something! This is America.
One has to only hope that the Most High cover the child and he is able to escape like Naaman. And when doing this, you need to make sure you focus on hoping that the child doesn't fall victim to that programming or the deeds of acting like that, and is able to come out of the mindset where, he delights in the act of being a degenerate. For it is written,
A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her that bears him. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 25.
This is where I advise the spiritual CEOs and the spiritual CEOs to be, to understand the decision one is making to go into the business with a woman who isn't following your lead. There's plenty of scriptures. And as you stay tuned, I will go over it like if the Lord see fit. But there's plenty of scripture that explain this way of understanding how to raise your family. And this video is proof that chaos is by design, and you will be punished, exhausted until you fall in line with the agenda. Give yourself, if you find yourself in this situation, and do better when making decisions to join in union with that woman that you put in that position of your life. That being said, this brings me to the next point. How can we all find peace when it is all said and done? To have to fight for a child who was allowed to make a choice to go their own way, and realizing that every entity put in place to not allow an unhealed parent who admitted to not being able to handle the child be able to poison the child's views of the other parent and be in agreement with giving the child this much power, one must recognize that the reality he is dealing with and ensure he isn't blocking them from understanding the consequences of their actions. For it is written,
For the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out the foundation. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for the father dishonor is no glory unto thee. Son, help thy father in his age, and grieve not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 9 through 10, verse 12 through 16.
Healing for the spiritual CEO is developing self-respect. Yeah, this scripture that I just quoted stated that it was giving advice to the son. But as a spiritual CEO, if you're able to hear this, I'm telling you, you must understand your value. They wanted to say that I was a narcissistic father. I understand that building a child with all the skills to pay the bill would be the best gift one can give a son. And if anyone thinks differently, and the child agrees with them, my job as a father was done at that point. I respect myself enough to where I'm not going to force anyone to be around me. If that is what a narc is like, then I will go boldly before the Most High and stand on this. This is one of the key lessons that I learned from the prodigal son. The wayward child made the choice to go and blow his inheritance doing whatever. The father didn't go searching for his son because he would have been battling a need that the son was drawn to, which more than likely were all the things that a just man shouldn't place himself around. Clearly, he returned to the father. He saw like, hey man, this way of living is for the birds. Let me go. Matter of fact, it's for the pigs. Like I'm in slop and all that stuff. Let me go and return home to where my father is. Now, the father, he allowed the son to return when he was ready. And I believe that is another essential part of building the foundation, allowing them to realize that life isn't all peaches and cream. Take note of this lesson and act accordingly. The reason why this is the example that I follow is because society has made it to where one questions if they are doing what's right, and a CEO may become indecisive, choosing to set that solid foundation.
I do have a question.
Sure.
The court had mentioned that they wanted dad to engage in therapy and then joint sessions with
Yep.
the children. Is that an order or suggestion?
Sir, will you do that?
No.
Will you? So it's kind of pointless for me to order
Okay.
if he's not going to do it.
Fair enough.
So that was my concern. If he's not, that may be the road to being able to get past whatever it is that's going on with the boys. If you just sit down with a neutral third party and you
Engage in therapy with them, but you're not
willing to do that.
Your Honor, I see that my sons are not wanting to come here, and if she's allowed to not follow the court order by saying that they don't want to come here when she's the adult, I don't see what anything that you put forth will do. So I don't want to put my sons through the trauma that they're being placed to have.
The trauma of therapy?
No, to have to choose between their father and their mother.
Unfortunately, but thankfully, my son, he was committing such wickedness that made it clear and allowed me to know for certain that if I would excuse that behavior, my morals was undoubtedly compromised.
Rap! Do something! Do something, Rap!
Accepting that Tank and the other views of me not accepting this behavior was the reason that they thought that I should go to therapy. Allowed me to know that they are not what I consider wish fulfillment for bringing the Most High glory, and neither was I for them. That made it easy for me to accept not being around my sons. I was blessed with the wisdom to see what was coming from a life that they were choosing to live was not something that I wanted to be a part of, and I'm not trying to be on a roller coaster of emotions, hoping that the child would eventually get it right, especially when I'm being shown that he's being rewarded for doing the opposite of what I'm advising him to do. I could be wrong, but I don't need the validation. If you go and he strike it rich, hey, if it's all worth it for you, I'm okay with you living that way. I know I'm not going to be a part of it, and I have enough respect for myself to know that I'm going to keep my dignity intact, remove myself from that situation. I saw videos of a father trying to pull his daughter off the corner from 304.
Act to try to get her off these streets.
Oh no!
Going to Greenlands, then got a different vehicle, texting her from a text app.
Oh no!
Oh, man, I don't really know what to do. I'm desperate. I want my baby girl off these streets. So hopefully, you know, I think she's texting me now. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I think she's about to pull up. So.
A few moments later.
I have my own mouth to feed. I have to provide a roof over here. We have nowhere to
Oh
feed.
no!
I'm trapped in a hotel room.
What would it take for me to get you off these streets?
Oh no!
Seen articles of fathers that was getting taken out because the child believed that, oh, they're too abusive, so he had to stand up for himself.
Meanwhile, his son was arrested and taken to Collin County Juvenile Detention Center. Still, how the child got the gun and what led him to allegedly shoot his dad is still unclear.
There's no danger to the public. This is a family issue. Don't know the motive behind it. Just that this is a father and son issue where the son shot the father.
Oh no!
Although my heart goes out to my son, I'm able to accept that I messed up. I'm screaming it to the world, as one can see in these videos. But as one can also see, I found purpose in helping others following the belief that I follow. Not if you believe anything else, by all means, do what works for you. But if you're following the beliefs I'm following, I hope you can see how the misunderstanding that is a universal norm, and that being seeking society's validation for if you're a good father or not. I see where that got me to where I realized that I might not be doing what the Most High was advising us to do. Like I stated earlier, this allowed me to understand my standard and stand on them. I talked to my son non-stop when I had him, and he understood this. He made a choice that was given to him that I gotta respect, because I raised him to be a tough one. I raised him to be understanding of everything I taught him, because, hey, I was right there.
What we doing? Come on, let's focus that. Get that up there. Get your guard up. Come on. What are you doing? Stop sitting around waiting for hoes, they go low. Yo, I'm not him, not a how's that getting hit? If you get down now. That's out there. You out of there. Come on.
Like I stated earlier, I'm glad that he didn't go on record and lie like SM1 and her team and everyone else wanted him to. As a spiritual CEO, you gotta recognize your value. I know that not all our purpose will be the same, but how often do you find someone who go forth and stand on principle? It's invaluable. I gave so much time and advice for the super low, which means that it was free because I felt it was my duty to raise my son. Tank showed playing video games and skipping out on doing what I was advising him was more important for him. Even if he was forced to say what he said, I ensured him that I was covering him. Somehow probably felt that, hey, it would be the same wherever he go. I respect that. I hope he find another to accept his behavior and is willing to assist him in all his dreams wherever he go. He is always welcome back to contact me, but he must know now, and he will know going forth, that my time is no longer discounted just for him being my son. He walked away from that. SM1, she can heal by doing the same, standing on business. The ideal of being a parent is being a child's friend. I believe she thought that it was my duty to join in on that toxic way of parenting. She continued to tell me whenever we have to speak, which isn't often, that I should be reaching out to our oldest son because I'm the parent.
Let's minus that circumstance. Let's talk about you in a relationship, you have a child with a woman and it don't work out and now you like her and that jit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if a man can do that, who are you as a homeboy?
We need to, as Ms. says, have Ms. work with the school, get some type of behavior order and plan in place, and see what the school can do. When we come back, if no changes have been made and the children are getting worse, then...
And a lot of it was fabricated from the school. Even reading the report that they wrote up, I'm like, you said it like he did it. Like something, it was a bit much to read and a bit hard to read when I got it from the school. And then also to see how my son was just like, I wasn't going to shoot up a school.
This is America. Don't get you slipping now.
I see memes and all that stuff that states this stuff, and I'm just like, no, like, yo, like, you don't know, you don't have the context of what's going on. Now, if as a spiritual CEO, if you made mistakes and you saw you made mistakes, then by all means, reach out. But with all this confusion going on in society, like, hey, we're gonna make mistakes. But if you get to a point where you see that they're asking you to make a choice that's gonna compromise your walk, hey man, stand on business. And as someone, people, mothers like her, stand on business. Don't look for the father after you done force the father to make a choice on if he's gonna bow down to you or walk away. You know, that's basically what it was. Bow down and listen to me, even though I'm saying that I can't control the child. You need to listen to what I say because I got the child's best interest in mind. If that's your outlook, by all means, you know, to assist in your healing, I'm gonna allow you to understand how foolish it was to give the power of a child's future to the child just because you thought it was gonna affect me.
Why she on TikTok telling people all this stuff? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of this same cycle happening year after year after year after year, generation after generation after generation. I am tired. And it's like nobody wants to tell us. They don't warn us. They don't tell us. They want us to figure it out on our own. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it on my own. I'm tired of having to figure it out on my own. I'm tired of having to wake up every day, feed the kids, clothe the kids. I'm exhausted. I can't even get my mental self together because I have to focus on my kids first. And it's only me. I can't call their dad and ask him, hey, you think you can buy them a pair of shoes because school's going to be starting? I don't have that. And it's overwhelming that when I do ask for help, I don't get the help. I get, well, I did it, so you should do it. I did it, so you should do it. So you are still mentally unhealed at 60 plus years old. You want me to go through that same thing because you did it? Yeah. I'm literally just trying not to break.
And I am so grateful that she was able to be that transparent because I literally just posted something like this last week where we are hiding our vulnerability behind our strength, behind this fake positivity, when in actuality, a lot of us are tired. We're tired of being alone. We're tired of being single. We're tired of disappointments after trying to date somebody, going in with good intentions, them not going in with good intentions because everybody got their dang on guard up. Everyone's looking out for themselves. Nobody wants to make the first move. Nobody wants to look stupid. So we all just end up alone. I am so tired of this war between men and women, especially black men and women, when we all just want the same thing. We all just want love. I get it. I totally get it. I have nights where I cry because I'm like, yo, I know I'm not doing that wrong. I know I'm a great catch, but why is it so difficult?
She went out her way to make sure that the child was inspired to be able to choose to walk away, making his own decision and ignoring child's father's advice by relinquishing her responsibility that she clearly didn't want. Again, she admitted in court that she couldn't force the boys to do anything. She had so much pride that, hey, even though the father is taking on responsibility, I don't want to appear as if I'm a deadbeat mom. I'm respecting of that. I respect that, but you're gonna stand on business, and I would advise that for any other spiritual CEO. She expected that I was going to be chasing down my son. For some fathers, this may make sense, but I advise you to take note on what is written.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest. Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 19.
Before I accepted that I had to purge any feelings that I had for that chapter in my life, I really did try to be amicable with SM1. After seeing the level that she would go to be seen as a strong black female, doing it on her own, I understood that in no way could I combat the clout SM1 was expecting to get from playing this role. I don't know what's going on because SM1, she loved withholding things. So if it's working out for him, I give him 2 thumbs up. I will also stay out of the way so she can receive all the accolades for this accomplishment, because what other reason was it to push a father who was so involved in not 1 but 3 sons' upbringing?
My homeboy got 2 kids, been doing everything right by them from what I've seen since they was born, a boy and a girl. Everything was going good until she found out he was living with another girl and moved on from her.
Of course.
All hell broke loose, bro. Went from being able to get the kids anytime he wanted to now he hasn't seen them physically since last year. He trying to fight for custody and all that, and I guess it's not going well because he called me and just let loose on what's been going on since December. Bro looks so defeated.
He doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He doing exactly what he's taking to court and all that. Now you got to understand, Ali, bro, he dealing with a lot because obviously he loves kids. He want to be there. That's a lot of pressure on a man that want to be around his kids but can't see them.
If a spiritual CEO has to deal with this, I advise you to welcome your seed back with boundaries set up, but ensure that the mother goes through the process to get a lawful order that corrects all the untruths placed in the one that gave a false account on who you are. I look at it as that's a spiritual contract. She's gonna live on it. That's part of the rules of being reborn again. For it's written,
until they confess all their lies they said against you to gain favor, they'll never know peace. Isaiah chapter 48 verse 22.
So some might feel that it's petty or this is for revenge. This is the way you establish order. It's a way that you can test the fruit of who you're dealing with. Because hey, if she's changed, why would she want to keep an order that states something untrue? Or even if it wasn't a lie, let's say what's in the final order that she received that gave her that power isn't a lie. Why would she want to keep it and not put out there that, hey, I can't raise my children and I'm giving the responsibility to the father now? Because, hey, that's, you know, that's one of the steps of admitting that you have a problem.
It's a lot. Women are always going, well, just go to court. Take her to court. Take her to court. Easier said than done, ladies, first of all. And second of all, you want to talk about court? Let's talk about court, ladies. Let's talk about it, okay? This is 9 years. 9 years, okay, of court. Baby mama is an alcoholic. She commits fraud. She commits tax evasion, state government assistance fraud. She has called her daughter up when she was 18 months old and put it on Facebook. We have multiple screenshots of injuries, multiple photos of sunburns, multiple videos where mom commits parental alienation, multiple videos of mom just in general being a piece of shit. But do you think any of this evidence against her mattered? No. So when you guys sit there and say, just take her to court, just take her to court, you guys have no idea what fathers will do in order to protect their children. You guys think all men are deadbeat.
You can go pick up the child and find out that there's a warrant out for your arrest because your child has been reported as being a death threat. If you're in a situation like this, you already see that a woman is willing to make false claims. So you can be in your emotions and get caught up even further, or you can make them stand on business. As for Tank, stand on your decision as well. If he realized after the fact that he was wrong in the decision that he made, the choice that he made, he must accept that he was just a pawn in an attempt to hurt the father. He gotta forgive himself and those around him, because being mad at anybody else for influencing him and acting on that anger in a negative way to try to bring harm to someone else is only delaying his healing. I hear similar father stories, and I hear people say, well, it's just a child, and correcting him constantly was just way too much. But it is written,
for whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as the Father, the Son, in whom he delights. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof of fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared upon her. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 12 through 15.
It's no winning in seeking validation from this world. You work hard to provide the dream society promotes, they'll say that you're never around.
Happen? No. Do what you've been doing. Man, that looks amazing, yo. Good job, Tank the Banker. Come on, do the V like I showed you. Do the V.
Seconds in my house like a nest, cause it is gonna affect about to for God, so I know I'm protected. Only ways up, only I'm headed. Only ways up, only I'm headed. Heard it so much in my brain is embedded. Me and you, we gon' go get it. We stand and talk, we ain't stand like a minute. Like piano, we got our hands in position. We can pick you apart like we doing good vision. We got ours ready cause we was on the mission. We doing so much like the beat, we be shifting. Magical, like abracadabra and Alakazam. Turn the big man like I'm saying Shazam. What I'm gon' boom, boom, the gon' complain. Look through the arm just like Hitman. Pause on my tongue, words manifesting. Speak life, so blessed in.
I was told that I was extreme. Stay tuned for the the third-party video where I show where CPS rep claimed that it's because I was so active with my sons, and SM1 was not at all. It was my fault that the children was acting up.
By a mix of emotion, got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time.
Coming back. You're not switching. Up. Remember what I told you. Don't do it like that because you hurt yourself. Let's go. Come on. I was blown away by that. I took to heart to ensure that my son was going to be the best that they could be. But if Tank thought that it was time for him to leave the coop, I have to honor that, especially after his mom was in court fighting to the death to ensure that he was able to do so, attempting to put me in a financial ruin by requesting that I pay for her lawyer and the child support, and having everyone gang up against me to make it seem as if I was who she actually was. I hope the best for all those that are involved. I follow the order given as far as the financials because allegedly this is all that SM1 cared for, and I continue living my life. Also, keep in mind for the child in Tank's situation, when you do allow him to return, you gotta take note that he's an unclean spirit. For it is written,
when an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through the places and seeks rest and does not find it. Then it say, I'll return to the house I left. And when it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean and put in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself, and they go in and live it there. And the final condition of the person is worse than the first. That is how it will be with this wicked generation. Matthew chapter 12, verse 43 through 45.
Those 7 worst spirits, just for a reference, think of the 7 deadly sins. In the absence of a father who was attempting to ensure that the child stayed under the covering of the Most High, he went into the wilderness with the parent that was allowing him to indulge within all the sins of his flesh. If he was to return like the prodigal son, he has those other spirits that he picked up along the way. One must consider if they really want that around them. I say be wise, test all spirits, ensure that he's healed from that. Don't get in your emotions like that prodigal son story. It didn't go into full detail what happened afterwards. It just said that father celebrated it, but we still got to remember the Bible as a whole. Like, hey, test every spirit daily. And if your son is showing things, don't tie yourself to a situation where it's going to take. You got to be ready to cut it off. To conclude, for it is written,
chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for him crying. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18.
Today I went over how I was dealing with parental alienation with a child who had the right to choose which parent he preferred. I then gave the perspective of how I felt when handling this, and I finished off with how one can assist all find peace when it's all said and done. In closing, if you want another man of a different background making suggestions on how you should father your child and be forced by following women who believe that giving that power to a child who hasn't experienced anything is the smart idea, and they show signs of trying to stick it to the patriarch, and you're accepting of that just so you can raise a child according to their will, if you consider that blessed, hey, by all means, enjoy that. But that's not what a spiritual CEO is here to do. Do your due diligence when finding the right woman is necessary.
Fruit must be studied to ensure that the person you are joining forces with isn't willing to sabotage your foundation, and your control must never be compromised. It's a lot of work, yes, but taking on a responsibility that you're going to be judged for. And if you make these decisions and you are willing to just let it go however, then by all means, you have to stand on that. I say this to say that we all have the right to stay and fight for our children against a system ruled by greed and has no official understanding of procedures for an outsider to look at and move accordingly, where the decisions is left up to a person's discretion and people are paid to lie. Even if you, as the outsider, is found doing so, lying, perjuring, you're going to get in trouble and be punished. For those who think the Most High would have an issue with one choosing to not fight, hopefully this presentation assisted in understanding his will a little more clearer. I want to thank you for making it to the end with me.
This is Peace Beyond Understanding, a macro spirit.
And I hope you have gotten clarity and guidance for your walk. If you like this, find it valuable, let me know in the comments below. Share it with others that you believe may benefit from this. And if you would like to support, the links and information on how you can donate in the description below. Until next time.
Put the Most High first, know your value, stay humble, and never forget, it's all spiritual.
Oh, I'm not that tight. Thank you, Lord, for the limits. How the test is gonna night. Probably pick a fight, hook and neck. Cuz say goodnight. Not saying that I might. On the really don't excite me. Let me get it right. That part of me is now dead. Forgiving all the beef. Forgiving besides a grudge. Don't give me bread. With that said, I'm on my grind and it's not that hard to find. It's time to lay it down. Beside what's open after 9.
Time to let dummy sounds open after 9. It's time to let dummy sounds open after 9. It's time to let dummy sounds open after 9. Cause something like professional.
Peace beyond understanding. Thanks for watching.
Hit like and share.
You take nothing for granted. Every moment on the planet. People don't like you when you're doing great when they can't stand it. Stand alone, that is the challenge. Can you be the last to stand?
What's coming up there? Careful, man. I'm telling you to hit me.
Like Mario, stay to the G code. YOLO, this reality. You a f***ing simp, and that's the reason that you mad at me. You waited on a hand and put you hungry and you down to cook.
Telling you what to do, and you still refuse to do it. How's that? Who I am? Yo, I'm telling you what to do. I'm ready to get away. Don't let me get away. Beat my. Make sure I get it up there. If I don't want to get hit, I get it up there. Come on, man. Train like you really fight, man. Don't like you. 1-4.